How do you know if someone values you? We're going to talk about the 10 signs how you can know if someone values you. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Missy. I am a life and relationship coach, and on this channel we get to the root of the issue and we learn how to heal and deal. So if that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be a part of the fam. And if you already are a subscriber, I really appreciate you so much. Also, if you are interested in any of my coaching services, I will leave it in the link down below, which you can go ahead and check out. Let's get into today's video. So you learn how your relationship should go, how people should treat you based on your childhood and how your family treated you, or how teachers treated you, or how children treated you. So you learn these things generally in the home, and if you don't have good examples, then when you get older, you will attract toxic people, you will attract unhealthy relationships. You won't know how to value yourself or what it looks like for someone to value you. You won't know what's healthy. And often nowadays, it's really awesome because we're talking about what's toxic and what you should watch out for, but there's not enough information of what's healthy. So it's like, okay, I know what's toxic and what to stay away from now, but what should I look for? What is healthy? Being valued and valuing others is a very important, crucial part of having healthy relationships, because if you don't feel valued, or the other person doesn't feel valued, then the relationship won't work. You won't feel important. You won't feel like you matter in the relationship, and that's with friendships, or it could be in romantic relationships. So how do you know if someone values you? Well, I mean, the obvious, they can verbally say it, but if someone is not a very words of affirmation, someone who doesn't verbally express how they feel a lot, you can't solely rely on that, because then you'll never really truly feel valued. And also, you will always seek that validation where you're always waiting for them to tell you what you mean to them. And it's not just words that matter, it's also actions. So if you're always needing someone to tell you that they value you, you'll come across as needy or constantly seeking their validation. And this can go into codependency, where you will wait and rely on their word rather than looking at their actions. So that's why it's important for you to see the signs, and for you to be aware of when someone is showing you that they value you. So this video can be helpful for you to understand when someone's valuing you, and also for you to learn how to value others and how to show you value them. So the first sign that shows someone values you is they will give you undivided attention. Obviously they can't be perfect, but when they are around you, when you're with them, they'll put their phone to the side and they'll give you that time and attention. And I know that can be really hard because we're in the time of age where we're always on our phones. There's always something exciting happen. What's going on Instagram? Who's texting us? But someone that truly values you will put all of that to the side and make you the most important thing at that time. So what that would look like is they will make eye contact. They will be curious about what you have to say, what's going on in your life. They are interested in you, and they care about your likes and your dislikes and what your day is like. They will do things with you that you like to do, and also they will talk to you about things that maybe they're not necessarily interested in, but they know that you're very much so interested in it. They overall care about you and how you're feeling and what's going on with you. And so they will give you that attention. That, I would say, is the bare minimum. That should just be human decency. That is not like above and beyond, like that person's amazing if they do that. We should all be doing that for each other. Which, giving undivided attention, that ties into the next thing, which is listen. And I always talk about listening. Listening is something that's hard for a lot of people. We oftentimes think about what we want to say next, or putting our input in, or thinking about how we want to be heard, or even thinking about giving advice, trying to fix the situation. We don't take the time to really listen to what someone's saying. And when we don't listen, we don't truly hear what the other person's saying, and things can get misconstrued and mixed up, and that's where communication issues can come into play, or where misunderstandings can happen. So to truly listen means to validate what the other person is saying, acknowledge what they're saying, maybe in repeating back what they're saying to show that you heard what they're saying, and you make them feel heard. You may not be able to 100% understand, but you can try to put yourself in their shoes and empathize with them and show that you care. That's not to say that you have to only listen and you can't put your 2 cents in or give advice or anything like that. There needs to be a balance of listening, hearing the other person out, and also knowing when to give that input. And if you're unsure, you can always ask, say, hey, do you need someone to hear you? Or is this a problem that you feel like you need help on? And of course, there's going to be times when the person is really in a bad place and you may need to interrupt, but overall, if someone truly values you, they will really just sit and listen to and hear what you have to say. Make that eye contact, nod, be empathetic towards you. Which that kind of ties into the next thing is someone who values you will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So what does that mean? Someone that doesn't value you will yes you to death. Someone that doesn't value you will just always agree with you and let you do things that are unhealthy for you. Someone that really values you will tell you when maybe you're messing up in a certain area, or maybe even when you're wrong in a situation. They'll care about your growth and who you are as a person. They won't let you fail. They won't see that you could fail in a certain area or hurt yourself in a certain area and just stand back and let it happen. They'll be like, listen, like, I care about you, and I'm telling you this because I care about you. This is not a healthy situation, and I'm worried about you. It's not a self-righteous way where they're condemning you or acting like they're better than you. They're still compassionate and empathetic, but they're letting you know that you're doing something wrong, or you're hurting yourself in some sort of way, or you're hurting other people. They won't let you walk around with broccoli in your teeth. That's how someone that really values you. If you're always told what you want to hear, which I see that happens a lot, not to call women out, but I see that happens a lot in women friendships. They'll tell them what they want to hear, and behind closed doors they'll talk shit and they won't reveal what they're really thinking. That's someone that doesn't really value you. They care more about making you feel good in the moment, but they don't care about how something could affect you. Oftentimes in women relationships, they care more about maintaining the relationship than being truthful. So you don't want that type of person in your life that only cares about not hurting your feelings. You want someone in your life that will call you out and tell you how it is, so that way you don't make those same mistakes. And they still should do it in a compassionate and empathetic way, not in a mean way, but in a way where they come from a place of care and love. The next one is they don't try to change you. Now, this one is something that people misunderstand a lot, because they view it as, when I go into a relationship, when I have a friendship, whatever it is, they shouldn't expect any change from me. And that's not true. People think that they shouldn't change at all. We should always be changing and growing as a person. If you don't, you'll just stay stagnant and get left behind. Imagine if you didn't change from when you were 12 and then you got older and you never really matured emotionally, and then you were 12 years old at 40. That would be a sight to see. So it's not like you never change. Change is healthy. It's an important, vital part of growing up. What it means when someone doesn't try to change you is that they accept you as a whole, and it's not a deal breaker. They're not going to abandon you and leave you if you don't change. They will still love you and accept you for who you are, but they still would love, like, it would be the cherry on top if you did improve in some sort of way, if you grew with them. There's still that wanting of certain things to improve and change. That doesn't mean they still won't have hopes of you changing certain things or improving in certain ways. But it's not to the extreme where they threaten you or they get mad at you if you don't change. The next one is they ask you for advice and they listen. Now here's the thing. Everyone's not always going to take our advice, and vice versa, but they will at least take it into consideration. They will validate in some sort of way. They will acknowledge it. They may use your advice more often than they don't. That's a way they'll show you that they value you. This shows that they care what we think and they value our input and our opinion, and they see us as of help, which we all like to feel like we're helpful, we're useful, we can add in some sort of way. That's what makes us feel valued. It makes us feel important in life. If someone is always challenging you or telling you your input is wrong or asking you for advice and they're not taking it, we feel devalued. We feel like, what's the point? Like, why are you so negative towards me and you don't consider what I have to say? Am I not of value? Am I too stupid? That's how we'll feel. So someone that will show you they value you will really hear what you have to say and take it at face value. They always say, you know someone values you if they ask you for something. The next one is they have self-control. So what this means is they don't try to purposely hurt you, even if things get heated and things get messy. They don't intentionally try to take low blows or take digs at you. They don't take something that you've told them and use it against you, or take something you've said and try to hurt you with it in some sort of way. There's no tit for tat. Will the ones that are closest to us, our partner or friends, hurt us in some sort of way? Yeah, absolutely. When we get close to people, we're basically, in some sense, giving them permission to potentially hurt us, because we're vulnerable with them. We're emotionally invested. There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be things they say that hurt us. There's going to be times when they do the wrong thing and we're going to get hurt, and that's life, and that's okay. It's okay for people to hurt us, but they don't intentionally do things, and they have control over themselves and their emotions, and they can emotionally regulate. They try to take hold of their emotions, and when things get heated or there's a big issue, they will take time to calm down or reflect and then come back to the issue. They really care about how things will affect you. The next thing is they make you a priority. Now here's where things get a little messy and the lines are blurred. Oftentimes people feel like, well, like for instance, if they're in a relationship, they should be the #1 priority. That's unrealistic. We should never really be someone's #1 priority, because where's the place for themselves? They're 0 priority? No, like we always have to make ourselves #1 priority, because we can't be a good partner or even a good friend if we're not thinking about ourselves and taking care of ourselves first. So you're not going to be #1 priority in anyone's life, and if you are, that's when the codependency happens, and that's when it becomes an unhealthy dynamic. But you'll be in the top of the list, like the top 5 for instance. So they'll make sure to reach out to you, to call you, to text you. They'll check in with you. They'll see how things are going. They won't put someone or something that's usually on a lower priority list for them above you. So if someone that like they don't really have a deep connection with, if they try to hang out with them more than they hang out with you, that shows you that they don't value you. Or even in a relationship, if they're putting their friends above you, that's not a good partnership. That's not showing you that they really value you. Will there be times when they want to see their friends? Yeah, absolutely. But they won't put it above you. Like let's say for instance, you're having a really hard time and you really need your partner in that moment, they won't put their friends above you. The next sign is they will take your feelings into consideration. When they do something, or even before they speak about something that involves you, they will think about how it will affect you. Oftentimes, we make jokes about people that say, oh, I have to ask my wife, or I have to ask my husband, and they'll make it like a control thing, or that they wear the pants. But it's not really about that. It's about respecting the other person and thinking about how your choices will affect this person. So that means they'll be careful about how they present you in public. They won't try to embarrass you or lay out your dirty laundry. They can still talk about things and talk about issues, but they'll do it in a respectful manner where they're not throwing you under the bus or talking about you in such a disrespectful manner, calling you names, making you look in the worst light. And also in terms of their choices, they also will take you into consideration. How will this choice or how will this decision affect you? So if you're in a partnership, they won't immediately accept a job that's all the way in Michigan when you're in Maine. They're gonna talk to you about, they're gonna consider how this will affect you. So you're an important piece in their life, and they make sure to think, okay, this is what could happen to them if I do this decision. The next sign is they will respect your boundaries. Boundaries are really important. It says a lot. When you share your boundaries with someone, it will tell you a lot how they respond to those boundaries. In order to feel safe, one must respect your boundaries. If someone doesn't respect your boundaries, they're showing that they only care about themselves and they don't care about your safety or what makes you feel comfortable. Someone that respects your boundaries really cares about you and how things make you feel and about making you feel safe. Now, that doesn't mean they may not want to have a conversation about your boundaries and trying to understand more about your boundaries and what makes you uncomfortable. That's actually a good sign. But there's a difference between someone challenging your boundaries and like, why do you have that? That's so stupid. Or deliberately going against them, doing something that you ask them not to do, or not respecting when you say no, or they'll act like they're respecting your boundaries but then do it anyways, go behind your back and do what they want. There's complete difference. Someone that really respects your boundaries will want to know your physical, your sexual, your mental, your emotional, and your energy boundaries. They'll want to know more about it. And they will always respect when you say no. When you say no, they're like, okay, no problem. And the last one is they show you they appreciate you. So what this looks like is they are kind to you. They verbally tell you they appreciate you. They give you compliments. They're thoughtful towards you. Maybe they know you love strawberries and they go to the store and get you strawberries. Maybe they know you're having a bad day, and so they'll try to make you feel comfortable in some sort of way, give you a hug, sit and listen to you. Someone that doesn't appreciate you, they're constantly negative towards you, or talk about the worst things about you, or they don't really do anything for you. They don't do kind gestures for you. They don't try to spend time with you. They'll be disrespectful towards you when you do something for them. That shows lack of appreciation. What's really important with appreciation is that we feel appreciated. So you could see someone's maybe doing some gestures that they're trying to show their appreciation, but you have to let someone know how you do feel appreciated, because we all feel appreciated in so many different ways. That's why love languages exist. So you have to make it apparent of how you do feel appreciated, what you need to feel good and feel valued. So what do you guys think? Leave it all in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone that you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye guys. I'm scared of the neighbors. It sounds like they're carrying a dead body down the stairs. You crying? It doesn't mean that they still won't want. Oh. Why is Google talking? No one's even talking to her. Always trying to make things about her.